It's here, baby. The NBA schedule has been released, so we have to go over the Sacramento Kings schedule. Morgan has not seen the schedule yet.
No. And I mean, I'm not like, oh my God, so excited like everyone else. Because Deuce is going to go over games in March, and I'm going to be like, oh my, no, that game against Dallas is going to be so exciting. Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm sorry for all those people who are listening and watching us today and on social media, just waiting, anticipating for the schedule to come out. Because I don't know if you realize this, the Kings just completed one of their most fun seasons in like 17 years.
I am so excited. I am so
look at all my notes.
I am so excited.
These are all
for
schedule
this
notes.
season. And that's so weird. I like you're like half sick, half obsessed, which I really do appreciate about like mad scientist shit going on over here with your notes about a schedule that was just released for the Sacramento Kings. I am excited too because then I get to not only figure out when I work, but then I also get to figure out, yay, like what Friday night games and weekend games I get mostly excited about. I don't know. There's just something different, like Kings game on a Friday.
So what you're saying is the thing that kind of, I don't know, irritates you or just kind of like whatever with you is you don't get fired up looking at games late in the year because you're like, so much can change. Why am I going to get caught up in the fact that the Kings have some back-to-back that's tough in March because it may not matter?
You're going to tell me Kyrie Irving's going to remain on the Dallas Mavericks this entire season. James Harden, where is he going to be? That's like the first game I'm excited to see with James Harden is wherever the hell he's actually going to play. But we don't even know that right now when we look at this schedule. So yes, this is why I'm here.
Well, I'm going to get you excited for some aspects. I know you're excited for opening night.
I am excited for opening night. So, see, I'm excited about things.
We started learning about some of the schedule because, of course, people start leaking it. You know, the schedule comes out. You can't wait for it to get released.
And I love the rumors. I love the leakage. If that sounds weird, but I do love the leaks.
Shams with some leakage.
Yeah. Yep.
Sean Cunningham with some leakage.
Can we use different terminology?
James Ham with some leakage.
Again, very uncomfortable with this.
Frankie Cardicelli had some leakage.
Still uncomfortable because I love all those guys. So how about they leaked some of the schedule?
October 25th is opening night. The Kings will be in Salt Lake City against the Utah Jazz. Those two teams had some good games last year. Remember the game at Golden One Center, Kevin Huerter with a big three-pointer late. That put the Kings up for good. That was a game winner. Then De'Aaron Fox had a game winner in Salt Lake City. It was crazy. Blew by the defender, took it all the way, and then Markkanen had a shot that looked like it was in at the buzzer, but he did not get it off in time. They had some close games. Utah, interesting team. They had John Collins. And you know it's always tough to play in Salt Lake City. Hostile environment. Yeah. It's going to be even more amped up because it's their first game of the season.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
It's a good test.
For those, oh God. How did the Kings start last year? I mean, you know what I mean? It's just, you say a test. I start testing after like 15 games. That's when I get like things under my belt and I go, okay, this is what this team is. This is their identity. The first couple of games, it's just about getting a few things under their belt.
Okay. They started 0-4 last year.
Right.
And it worked out okay.
That's why my expectation even going into that game one, I'm not going to be like, they're the best team ever if they blow out the Utah Jazz on game one.
We didn't have to get to a game preview yet. I wasn't trying to force you there.
Okay.
I was just giving you some storylines.
Which I am super excited about.
I'm giving you some storylines, but the big storyline comes the home opener. Just 2 days later, October 27th, a game that's on ESPN. Yes, the Kings did get some nationally televised games. They'll be taking on the Golden State Warriors in Sacramento, a Friday night home opener. Think about the last time you were at Golden One Center watching the Kings. You're walking out of that building after Game 7 when Steph Curry dropped 50 and eliminated you. Back in that building, you know that place is going to be insane.
That one's a little bit more personal early on because it was, the first time in a long time that the Kings actually made a postseason run at all, and it happened to be against the Golden State Warriors. And that Game 7 was just, a killer at home, at that arena. So yes, I can feel the vibes of that one. There's no way you're going to have a few more that actually make me feel like that, though. Let's see. I haven't seen the schedule. Deuce is just like throwing it at me.
Oh, just wait. I'm going to give you my top 5 games I'm looking forward to this year. I still have that.
That's
but I have some other notes to get to before we get there. We should also note this. The league did not release an 82 game schedule today. 80 games because they have the 1 week with the in-season tournament where we don't know who's in the in-season tournament. If you're not in that in-season tournament, you will actually have games on December 6th and the 8th.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're in the in-season tournament, and that changes
Wild.
things. So that, we don't know a couple of Kings games yet. That will be December 4th through the 8th that we don't know at this point.
Great.
So there's going to be 2 more games at some point.
Cool, and
I know you're on edge. I know you're on edge.
I can't wait till those come out.
You mentioned the first 4 games last year for Sacramento being 0-4. How about this 4 to start, though? Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Have fun with me on this.
Go.
Have fun with me.
Don't.
There's a little like
Fun.
fun.
I'll tell you to have fun.
You did that way harder than I did.
No, it was my bad shoulder.
My bad. So you start at Utah.
Okay.
Then you go home for Golden State, home for the Lakers, at Golden State for the first 4.
Cool.
Woo!
And like as of right now, in the off season of the Lakers,
That makes you nervous, huh?
The angle against the Golden State Warriors, and then just if you look at the Jazz, their roster on paper, some exciting things. Okay, cool.
I promise you, we're not going all 80 games.
We're
here.
not?
I do want to make note of this.
What?
The other thing we all look for, we look for the home opener, maybe the opening night, and then we go, how many nationally televised Kings games do we have this year?
Yeah.
A huge increase.
A huge deserving.
They will have 4 games on ESPN,
Okay.
7 on TNT, and 11 on NBA TV. That is 22 games on national TV if you include the NBA TV games. And I want to go over some of the matchups for the ESPN and TNT games because they're pretty intriguing on paper. I like them.
Proceed.
First of all, we mentioned that Golden State game,
Yeah.
the home opener. 3 of the 4 meetings between the Kings and the Warriors will be on national TV. It goes to show you, like, the league looks at that as a prime matchup, not just the league, because the way the schedule is put together, it's not like the league just puts it together and has no input. They have to work with teams. They have to work with the fact that some of these teams share the building with hockey teams. They have to work with their network partners, ESPN and ABC and TNT, who are politicking over what games they want, what premier matchups. So the fact that the Warriors and Kings are on 3 of their 4 matchups tells you a lot about how people around the league feel about them. But 2, the fact that they have so many games on national TV this year is great. It shows you that their season last year caught the eyeballs of the league. And I'm
it
glad
didn't feel fluky. And it felt like not only did it drive people to watch their product, it was exciting for the league, not just Sacramento. And yeah, I'm glad that was seen. I mean, whether it was a cute story in some people's eyes, others this season, hopefully, will get to see that it's the real deal.
Okay, I'm going to go over the ESPN and TNT games for you this year. We mentioned the October 27th game, the home opener. That game is on ESPN. They next play on ESPN November 15th at the Lakers.
Okay.
Well, that's always a fun matchup.
Always
Kings Lakers, baby.
Love
2
that.
days later, they're in San Antonio taking on the Spurs. That's one of those in-season tournament games.
Okay.
That game is on ESPN. So 2 ESPN games in 1 week.
Wow. What are we doing?
I think it's cool. November 28th, Kings Warriors in Sacramento. That game's on TNT.
Cool.
Then you go to January at Golden State. That game's on TNT. They play February 13th in Phoenix against the Suns on TNT. So that's a big again, they're putting the Kings in some big matchups against the Suns. With KD, with Beal. That's intriguing. Booker.
I'm so glad you haven't noted.
Then a couple weeks later, they are in LA taking on the Clippers on TNT, which is, of course, a rematch of their classic double overtime game, 176-175 Kings.
Rematch,
Yes.
baby.
They then play on ESPN March 13th at home against the Lakers. March 26th against the Dallas Mavericks. That game's on TNT. Then April 2nd against the Clippers, again on TNT. April 11th, they play the Pelicans on TNT. So there you go. Some national TV love. Are you happy with that number for the Sacramento Kings?
As long as I'm working, I'm good, you know?
Well, and that's honestly a concern because like some of the TNT games are exclusive only on TNT. And as you know, We got Morgan Reagan here, who will be a part of the NBC Sports California broadcast. I might have some bit spots this year like I did last year. We'll see. Details to come.
Details to come.
I have some other notes for you, Morgan.
Oh, please. You have 4 pages over there, so you should have more.
All right. I wrote down these as other notes, and you have to tell me if you think these are
You
intriguing.
literally noted it as other notes?
Other notes, like intriguing, interesting notes of the schedule. You have to tell me if they're intriguing or not.
Okay.
In the final 25 games after the All-Star break, they play 17 of those at home. I think that's an interesting one.
What do you? I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I would ask, what did they have it last year? You know, so that's why I'm not going to put you on the spot.
I don't know, but here's what I know: 17 of the final 25 games.
Yeah.
In Sacramento.
Cool, but their defense was shittier at home last year, so hopefully that improves. Okay, continue.
Longest road trip of the year.
Yeah.
It comes in November, actually.
Oh.
It'll be at LA, at San Antonio, at Dallas. They've got New Orleans twice, and they wrap up with Minnesota.
Okay.
They have a pretty that month of November, a lot of road games, so that's something to watch. And then January, February, 17 road games, just 10 home games. They have a couple of long homestands, 2 6-game homestands.
Okay.
December 14th through the 23rd, and then March 10th through the 18th. March, a lot of home games at Golden One Center. A ton of home games at Golden One Center.
I feel like March, it always seems like to be heavy home games for the most part. November, now when you said that that's one of their longest
road trips.
All I think about in my head is like, all right, early games. That's usually what it means.
And it's really not because it's a lot of West Coast. It's like a Western teams, I think. So,
okay. So whenever they go on their East Coast journey, then it's that's always fun for me because I gotta go to sleep.
Some of their East Coast trips actually don't happen until the later portion of the season. But I'm not gonna bore you with all of those notes.
That's when I need sleep more. So that's great.
All right. Any of those notes were intriguing?
Oh my gosh, incredible.
All right. You know what? Let's get to Deuce Mason's top 5 Kings games that he's excited for this season list. Can I shrink that back down?
When I learn how to play the piano, I'll do like some cool thing for you about that. Okay, ready? Go.
Let's get to Deuce Mason's top 5 games to watch this season list.
Can you say it with confidence?
Morgan, these are my top 5
just
games
proceed.
that you have to watch.
Oh.
Circle these dates, note them, set a reminder in your phone like, oh yeah, I'm going to be extra amped for these games.
And actually note these games, circle them, because I can't wait until we go back to these games later on this season and we laugh and we laugh.
I'm going to sell you on each of them, and some of them I don't have to sell you much
No,
on. You ready?
You can sell me on
go.
so much right now, but it doesn't mean it's going to be great then. But let's hear it.
October 27th, no-brainer, home opener, Golden State Warriors.
Great start.
Duh.
Okay.
The next one, this may I have to take a little bit of a sell job. November 10th, it's all these games in Sacramento, by the way. This will be against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
No sell job.
I think for me, OKC is such an intriguing team. I think they have a chance to be a playoff team. SGA, and we get to see Chet this year.
Yeah. But
Josh Giddey's been showing some great promise.
not only that, so on top of all those things, is that a cup game? I believe it is. I believe like a lot of their November ones.
It's a great point, Morgan. It is a cup game.
Oh,
That's great memory. See, you're all about the NBA Cup, baby.
I think I am.
So let me say on that.
Okay.
It's the first ever Kings NBA in-season tournament game in their group against OKC. It's in Sacramento.
Okay.
Chet in the building. SGA, Giddey, Dort against the Kings, 2 up-and-coming teams in the NBA's Western Conference. Could be future powerhouses. You see them in Sacramento.
No sell job. Love it. Next.
This one is easy, and I think it's going to be like this for a long time with me. I have January 18th. That's when Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers come to town.
Okay. I like that just for personal reasons. Sure.
Buddy gets booed. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And the last time they played, that first matchup in Sacramento last year was a lot of fun in November. End of November last year.
And Tyrese's assist, like he had some assist streak going on. It ended in Sacramento. The poor guy. Yes. Okay. Cool.
Next up, I'm going to go to February. This is the first game after the deadline,
Okay.
I believe. Sorry,
I believe.
excuse me. First game after the All-Star break.
Okay.
In Sacramento, the first time Victor Wembanyama comes to town.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I mean-
that will be a buzz in the building. Everyone wants to see him. Will he be? Hopefully, there's no health problems.
But
at that
also,
point.
he'll probably be resting. But it's after the All-Star break, so he has rest. So you envision he will be playing that game. So it could be Victor's debut in Sacramento. That'd
Fingers
be a lot
crossed.
of fun. And then my last one, this was in no order, by the way.
Okay.
Actually, it was kind of by month. So
Yeah, there we
October,
go.
November, January, February. We go to March 26th. It's a TNT game in Sacramento against Luka, Kyrie Irving, Rashawn Holmes, and the Dallas Mavericks. The first time Dallas comes to town will be that day. It's a TNT game. You know there's extra buzz in the building. And let's not lose sight. Last year when these two teams played in Sacramento, that
was so
how
fun.
fun was that second game when Kyrie and Luka played together for the first time?
Yep.
It went to overtime. And De'Aaron Fox scored 26 points in the fourth quarter in overtime.
And Malik Monk and De'Aaron both had
Malik had a big game.
had a
tonight.
shit ton of points. I
Yeah.
don't remember the number, so I'm not going to say it.
TD had some nice moments. Actually, no, Malik didn't even play in that. I think we're confusing that. You're confusing that with the Clippers game.
Really?
See, now you're forcing me to double
Oh,
check.
thank you for
on
double
the fly.
checking. Sorry, you have to do it sometimes. And as you double check that game,
That was I remember TD had some nice moments in that game. Let's go. It's in February.
thank you for just getting this right.
It was 133-128. De'Aaron Fox in the game ended up with 36. He had 26 in the fourth quarter in overtime.
Oh, you're right.
Malik Monk did not play in the game. It was Terrence Davis who came off the bench, had 22
Okay.
points. And he had a huge stretch for Sacramento in that game.
I have a
Shout
wonderful
out TD.
memory, just to let everyone know. Another thing I would really like with that game, I would love for Rashawn Holmes to dominate, but they lose. But they lose, and Luka sucks and Kyrie sucks.
You want Rashawn
Kyrie
Holmes?
won't even be on the team.
How about Rashawn Holmes?
You're like
How
doing
about you
something
root
weird.
for him to like play some minutes and get a nice ovation? You don't need to root for him to have a
no.
dominate. That means
He's-
he's getting the best of Sabonis.
Or maybe Sabonis is sitting out that game, and they're like, "Yeah, go up against someone else." The reason why, he's such a good person that I just love when good people succeed, and
You
I
know-
think that he still has a role in this league. And
This is where we're different. And
yes, I'm
Great
a good
example of this.
person, and you are okay.
Tyrese Halliburton, I'm gonna like him forever. One of my favorite Kings, great guy.
Great
But
guy.
when he plays Sacramento, I hope he misses every shot and they lose by 30. Rashawn Holmes, I don't want you to play well
different.
here.
We're different.
No,
'Cause I'm like,
I feel like
want
it
you-
reflects poorly on me for some reason as a
it's
fan.
like do well because you're a good person and you deserve it. But I hope you lose. You know, like I hope on record you get a big ol' L, but you do your thing.
In the comments, I want you guys to do me a favor.
We already know what they're gonna say if you're gonna have this be something. What? Go.
I could ask that. I was not going to go that
Okay.
direction, but in the comments, or you can email us if you're listening to audio. Go to deuceandmo.com, click on contact. Do you root for old Kings to come to town and do well?
Depending. No. Deuce, that's such a crappy
Fan
way.
favorites, fine.
There we
Morgan,
go.
You know what
Like,
I'm saying?
But also, I will say, I mean, like covering the team, you do sometimes get to connect in a little bit of a different way that like when I learn how good of a person is, I want them to do great things.
I don't care. It doesn't say Kings on his chest anymore.
Oh my God, he's human.
I still like you. I still like
Oh my
you.
God.
So let us know in that comment. And in the comments, let me know when you look at the schedule. What are your favorite games that you've kind of looked at? You know what? I'm excited for this game. We appreciate you guys so much. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button if you're on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed. Thank you so much.